and welcome back to Life in Print with me, Leonie, or welcome if you're new. So a bit of a change of scenery today. We're sitting in my room at my chair, mainly because it's cold and wet outside. It's a bit dreary down in my dining room, so the lighting's better in here. And also we've been shopping today and I've been walking around all day and I just feel like sitting down. So here I am. So today's video is going to be all about the books that I am taking on holiday with me this year. So I'm off to Sorrento in Italy, which is near to Pompeii. I'm really excited about going to see like the historical areas and the island of Capri and different places that you can see around that area. And by the time you watch this video, I will already be there. So I'm going to get straight into what books I'm taking with me because there's quite a few, so I don't want it to take a long time. So start off with Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the new part of the Shadowhunter Chronicle, The Dark Artificers, and this one is all about Emma Carstairs and Julian Blackthorne, who we first met in City of Heavenly Fire, and they have now become Parabati. And it's all about their sort of relationship and how that is budding into something that shouldn't be something for a Parabati. I've been really excited about reading this, but I was trying to wait for Lord of Shadows to come out before I read it. So now that that is out, I can finally put this onto my reading list and get it read. So it's only fitting that I should take Lord of Shadows with me as well. So here it is. I purchased this at the weekend, and it's the follow-up story to Lady Midnight, and yep, that one's coming with me as well. Winter Song by S.J. Jones. This has been on my to-read list for a while, and it's all about a girl called Liesl whose sister is kidnapped by the Goblin King, and she goes to try and find her. Roseblood by A.G. Howard. This is all about a girl called Rose who keeps getting ill mysteriously after she's performed at the opera, and I believe it is sort of not really a retelling but based on the Phantom of the Opera. Blind Fury by Linda LaPlante. This is a crime fiction story about D.I. Anna Travis, who features in this particular series by Linda LaPlante. The Queen of Wishful Thinking by Millie Johnson. This is a chick lit novel about a girl who finds joy in working in an antique shop, which helps her escape her loveless marriage. Sunshine Over Wildflower Cottage, which is also by Millie Johnson and is also a chick lit romance novel about a woman who goes to work at a rundown animal sanctuary. I'll Let You Go by Claire McIntosh is a thriller about an accident and a woman who thinks she could have prevented the accident. The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. This is a book that wasn't on my to-read list, but I've heard so many great things about it that I'm going to give it a go. And it's a sort of mix of historical fiction and folklore and local myth and legend, and it apparently is meant to be really good. It's recently won an award. Every time I go in Waterstones they try and sell it me, even though I've already bought it, because they reckon it's supposed to be brilliant. So I'm looking forward to having a read and judging my own opinion on that one. The Hard Way by Lee Child is one of his Jack Reacher thrillers that I haven't read yet, and I will be taking that along for me to read and also for my boyfriend Jed to read afterwards as well. Get Even by Martina Cole is all about East End of London gangsters. It's usually set around sort of the 50s and 60s. Paper and Fire by Rachel Kane is the second novel in the Great Library series, and it's been on my to-read list for a while since I read the first one, so I'm really keen to get started on this, and then once I get back off my holiday it will only be a few weeks before Ash and Quill comes out. Mr. Gandhi's Grand Tour by Alan Titchmarsh. This is all about a man who is tragically released from his henpecked existence and decides to go on a grand tour of Europe looking at all the historical, cultural, art places, but things don't quite go to plan. My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier, which promises to be just as creepy as Rebecca. It's all about a guy whose cousin marries in Florence, then mysteriously dies, and his wife comes back, which is Rachel, and the cousin Philip starts to fall in love with her but also suspects her of killing his cousin Ambrose. The story of Bathsheba Everdeen and Gabriel Oak needs no further explanation. Thomas Hardy's great love story, Far from the Madding Crowd. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstein's also been on my to read list for quite a long time, and it's all about a mysterious circus that comes to town. It's supposed to be a lot of a stronger novel than Caraval, which is great because I really didn't enjoy Caraval that much, so I've got high hopes for this one being better. The Strings of Murder by Oscar de Muriel. This is a crime fiction set in Victorian Edinburgh, and it's all about two detectives who are thrown together and end up in the hunt for Jack the Ripper. I've read the second and third books in this series, but not the first one, so I'll be glad to have completed them all by the end of my holiday. I See You by Claire McIntosh. This is another mysterious thriller by this author. Both this and I Let You Go have been highly acclaimed, so I'm really looking forward to reading both of them and seeing if they are as good as everyone says they are. I first heard about them in an interview in Writers Magazine, and it was rated really highly. Claire sounds like a great author, so we will see how it goes. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard is a dystopian fiction about a class of people called the Reds who are ruled over by the Silvers, and a girl called Mare who has a secret power of her own despite being a Red, and is therefore sort of taken in, maybe even kidnapped by the Silvers, who make her their long-lost princess. Glass Sword is the follow-up by Victoria Aveyard to Red Queen. And the final book that I'm taking with me is King's Cage, which is the third one in the series by Victoria Aveyard. So that concludes my bookish packing plans, and hopefully you've enjoyed seeing what I'm going to take with me. I hope that I will get the time to read all of them. My main concern when going on holiday, I don't know if anybody's the same, is that I haven't packed enough books. Even though I'm taking 21 books with me, I am still taking my Kindle as well as a backup in case I run out. My fear has been because sometimes I can read certain books faster than others. So for example, last year we went to Crete and I took the whole Percy Jackson series with me, and then a couple of others as well. And the Percy Jacksons were such quick, easy reads that I was reading 3 of them in a day. So within like a day and a half I'd read them all, and I was stuck then for things to read. Luckily, I had fetched enough other books with me to read, and then I relied on my phone using the Kindle app, but I don't want to get caught on the hop this time because we're away for 10 days as well, so we're there a bit longer. And although there's lots of things I want to see and do in Italy, I am sure that I will find plenty of time to get my reading done as well. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you for visiting me again today, and I will see you all when I get back.